So it is the 28th of Aul of Samrad, and you've noticed in the past few days that things have gotten colder. And it is in fact quite chilly today. You think that if you don't have a fire tonight, you might suffer. Now, you had recently made it into the woodline and went after a troll. And you chased down the troll and slew it. And you have also gathered the help in town of a strange crone-like woman named Angel. And she has been helpful in some ways. She's been able to seemingly preternaturally know the weather, and she's been able to do some things like that. But she asked that she would accompany you and help you on a single condition. That as soon as you saw something strange, she was entitled with your help to go and investigate it. Now, you've made it into the woods, you've tracked down the troll, and then you've come back following the kobold Thorf, the runt, to where you found a cave entrance. And this is where Angel speaks up and she says, "The time has come."
She's pulling in the price.
Which mystery have
I
we
understand?
discovered?
Well, this cave.
No,
Oh, what is it?
I've listened to you talk about the troll that disappeared and acted strangely. You mentioned it last session. You were talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
And these other trolls. And then you found this troll in the woods. You tracked it down. It was trying to flee, not something trolls usually do in their habitat. This is not the troll's home. So, you found the entrance to your cave, but it is now time to meet our agreement, our bargain. And she points to Dalton. Ranger, I need you to lead us to where the troll was going.
Right now?
Yes.
But we just got here. We just came
Indeed.
this whole way.
Oh god.
How do you know that the troll wasn't coming here?
And in fact, you encountered the troll elsewhere in the woods, and it was fleeing to the north.
Mm-hmm.
It's clean in the other direction, woman.
Oh lord.
This is a really obnoxious way for you to call in your favor.
I mean, why not then?
Such agreements have very ill effects when they're not met.
Yes,
Well, I'm
we
not
know.
talking about
That's
not meeting them. I'm
that's
asking
why
you,
we're
why
annoyed,
didn't you ask that?
woman.
We've been trying to whack this ogre for like 3 years.
Yeah, it's been like 4 or 5 sessions.
You work for this guy?
Well, you know,
Oh, God.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I
paid
should
for
have
her.
known.
she's paid for her.
Yes.
Her
I
service.
mean,
well,
it's not as though we can say no. We're just
Yeah.
complaining and expect
we're
us to go on complaining.
yeah. My complaint, my primary.
You're lucky,
complaint-
Angel, that this is funny.
Yeah, my main complaint is that she didn't say anything when that troll ran away, and waited for us to see the damn cave.
Well, at least we know where it is now.
She has a quirky sense of humor.
Yes.
Okay.
How's the weather? Like, we might want to just take a moment to memorize
Now you just
the
want to
area.
egregiously use her services more because she's annoying. So I got it.
The weather is clear. You can see for several miles outside of the forest. So
good.
the break in the tree line, if you look out past this old forest, this forest is covered in moss and vines. It's hoary and old, and things hang from the trees, and the The underbrush is built almost up at least ankle high in places and higher in others. You have to zigzag with your horses, probably dismounted, to be able to navigate in the forest. But outside of it, you can tell that you have several miles visibility today, and it is a crisp fall day. And in fall in Albion is like winter here in Kentucky. It is cold and windy and probably well below freezing at night now.
Alrighty. Good thing we all have nice coats. Alright. Off we go then.
Good,
I assume.
good. All right, you'll have to attempt a tracking check to see if you can find its trail.
Okay, tracking D100.
It's 1 day old, and it's in the forest.
Yeah, it's easy. These guys got big feet.
Nice.
Awesome.
Okay. You find yourself, you follow its path, and then it veers off further into the forest for about a day of travel. It's about midday. I should note, let me rewind here. I forgot something.
Mm-hmm.
She bends over and whispers something to Forf. And she says, I would suggest leaving your friend here.
Why? So he can tell the others that we're coming?
Yes.
He hasn't... Explain. That seems like something we would not want.
She kind of
Alden raises a good point.
rubs his head as if he's a pet or something. He snarls, gets away from her, and she's like,
I'll protectively grab him up from his sack.
if you take him with you, it's possible he might perish. You'll struggle to find this cave entrance again, unless you find more of his people.
But
I could find it again.
if we
I've
left
been
him
here once.
if we left him here, how would we find it without him?
Trust in what he's seen, what he's experienced.
He might lead a kobold exodus, so they might all go chasing after Zuvna.
That's true. And if nothing else, well, it might provide some it might convince the ogre to consider just leaving rather than deal with us after he hears the bloody swath we've cut through the wilderness of people
Or he may
frankly more
collect
dangerous
all
than
of,
him.
or he may collect all of his riches and
But
leave.
that's what he'll do. He'll leave with his riches,
Right.
and we'll lose
But we
everything.
want the riches.
We want the riches. We're not just doing this for altruistic reasons.
Yeah.
Be able to track him better though if he's all weighted down with tons of gold.
That's true. I could find him.
All right. I'm gonna I will whisper some instructions.
You cut out. I heard instructions.
It's because there's stuff going on in the
Sorry.
room around me.
Sorry.
Actually, continue without me a moment. I have to go to the restroom. I'll be right
Okay.
back.
I'm sorry. Just give
That's
me a
okay.
second.
Yeah, no
okay.
problem. Regardless of.
Okay, I'm sorry.
go
No.
ahead.
All right, so I leave forth with instruction to keep alive as best he can, and I'll leave him with I don't know how much. How does he eat? Like what? Half a ration a day? What's his?
Yeah, sure, something like that.
All right. Well, how long? I'll leave him. God.
I'd say
3
50% more than what we think it will be.
Yeah, I'll leave him with 4 rations,
All right.
and it's like. Now, what do you think you'll do, Orf? Do you think you'll tell your friends about the Dragon Queen?
He nods. He's like, I have seen her with my own eyes.
Okay. Well, just don't get killed, okay?
I don't want to.
Magnus turns away with like a little small, lump in his throat.
Oh no. Yeah.
Oh, fourth. Alright, I haven't even gotten over Zuvnu yet.
So about half of your day's travel, and I'll wait until Dalton comes back to give you guys the benefit of Dalton's ability.
Yeah, I'm quickly typing to my wife because she's in the bedroom feeling ill, and I think she would say something about
Sorry.
wanting some, just cold stuff. I got it from the kid in camp. I don't know why I haven't gotten sick yet. We went to see Bruce Springsteen last night. I think that took the energy out.
Nice.
It was a great show. Can't believe he's 74 or something.
Okay. I'm going to roll for him. He sounds like he's disposed. This is going to be his check. All right, he's not surprised. Dalton sees in the distance and points out to you all a number of these things, which also take notice of you.
And this is right outside the cave, or did we start moving or something?
This is later after we've tracked for a while, I'm
Thank you.
assuming.
I missed that as I was typing to her. Okay, what do we see? Let's see.
Looks to be 7 trolls to me.
Yeah, so...
Did you say 7 trolls?
Yeah, so, sorry, I rolled for
I never
Dalton.
should have gone to the bathroom.
Dalton is not surprised. Points out to everyone, 80 yards away. This is about half a day's journey, several hours into the day. In the forest, as you're tracking this trail, you see the trails increase, and you're like, oh, look how heavy their footfalls are. Well, you see 7 trolls. And they notice you, and they start to lope off, trying to run away from you.
7 of them, and they try to run away.
Mm-hmm.
This is weird.
We're frightening, but I don't think we're that frightening.
We definitely have to lope after them because, every smaller group of trolls is better than every bigger group of trolls.
There were this many fucking trolls in this forest. It's a terrifying amount of trolls.
That is a terrifying amount of trolls. I don't know how many trolls we're going to meet in there.
How do you,
Well, what does Angeal have to say
What's the range?
for herself?
Yeah.
She says, oh, this is wonderful. Good.
Tell me, madam, what are your theories?
Oh, I'm just a foolish old woman. What would I know?
Yes. Oh, come on. Listen. Lady, we've tramped through the wilderness now together for a while, and the act wears a bit thin over time, don't you think?
Don't worry. I think I still have something that you're meeting your end of our agreement, but I have something that I think will be a gift for you if we find what I think we will.
Oh, that's promising.
Something you in particular, my dear Magnus, I think you'll especially delight in. I do think we should follow these trolls, but there are quite a few of them. Should I be worried?
You should. When previously we fought trolls at this size, we've had many more men at our backs and at our fronts, which enabled us to bring more sword to bear without facing the full power of their claws and teeth. 7 of them?
One of our other fighters is ill, and we have him in a sack with us. So
yeah.
Can we assume that you'll be rolling for Flanagan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Still.
They don't seem to want to fight. I suppose if we just followed at a distance and didn't lose them, perhaps we would have some idea of what they're doing without needing to fight them.
Likely so. Quick question. Terrain. Good for horses? Bad for horses?
It's bad for horses. They're slowing you down.
Don't like that.
Are the trolls moving faster than we're going to be able to do with the horses? Meaning with leading the horses.
I think
So that answers our question.
Yeah.
What we have to do.
Yeah.
If we're moving slower with the horses, we can't let them just get ahead and then regroup with whatever they're going to regroup.
A horse in a marsh or a swamp does 3 miles per day, and if you were unladen, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut the middle in half the forest rate, and it's because of the type of forest. It's not exactly a swamp. It's also not exactly a typical forest. 5 miles. So you could travel at their speed if you were not held back by all these horses you were trying to lead through the forest.
So then what I asked the group is, do we wish to track them, or I would say if we were to attack them and kill all but one, all but two, that makes it less dangerous when he or she groups up with the ones that are going to... because I don't like the idea of 7 of them plus whatever we meet. But I'm very cautious, so I'm willing to listen to what other people think here.
I don't like the idea of facing 7 of them at all.
Yeah. Well, do you think we're going to get there and
I think
she's going to get us to it?
I think we continue leading our horses and just follow their trail. That's my vote.
Okay. All right, I'm fine with that. The only thing is eventually we'll have to engage whatever it is at the end of the track, and that means +7, whatever it is.
He was showing some photographs of.
Well, in the worst case scenario,
They're already trying to go ahead. Sorry.
In the worst case scenario, like we cut one of the horses and they will be distracted eating it while we run.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to. All we need to do is help this woman investigate her mystery, and it's a mystery indeed that these trolls continue to run from us, and the one that seemed to change at least size. So all these things are.
Yeah, sounds good. That's what we're leaning towards. So that's what we'll do. I'm just concerned that
so
we're
if
investigating.
we're going to try to follow them a second time, but you're going at a slower rate, I'm going to say that in order to not risk, moving back to the wilderness exploration procedure, you'll need to pass one more tracking check, another ranger check. You can pass that, then you won't be able. Then you'll be able to stay on their trail.
Any objections?
I'm willing to put the dice on the rolls.
None at all.
I shall do the thing.
Do the thing. Holy moly! Finoli.
Roll
Sad face.
a D6, please, Dalton. You don't want to get a 1.
I get a 6.
Nice. A 1d6 comedy. All right, so you at least don't get lost. Kind of where you are in the forest.
I regret to say that the trolls wisely skipped through some extremely rough terrain, and then over a stream, and their trail could have gone either direction, either time. They're gone.
The winds pick up as night comes, and the tops of the trees, the wind cuts through the tops of the trees, and where it can, falls in at night, cutting into your bones. It's miserable out here. If you don't want to take penalties, you'll definitely need to build a fire.
I won't do so.
We'll build a fire. Maybe we'll find the trolls again.
Likely so. I'd say that we should conceal it by half burying it. I know techniques for that. But their sense of smell is such that they'd smell the smoke anyway. So we might as well be open about it.
All right. The morning comes the next day, and you've had to fight with the sodden and cold and wet wood that you can find to try to keep the fire going. It's been a constant battle to do that. You awaken very cold. You know that you'll need to continue north into the woods to even try to get their trail back.
Angel, do you have any wine?
Yes.
We have
Wine? No, I'm afraid I don't have much on me. Just a
Does anyone
pour.
else have any alcohol? Because I am in pain
I'll
today.
check.
Hook me up.
I will check.
I will do my. I will not lie to you. I'm not as fine a tracker when I am slightly buzzed as I am when I am stone sober. But ever since my blight came upon me with that curse.
Oh
some
no,
days
I'm so sorry. Water skin. I forgot who I'm talking about. Water skin with water in it.
I will simply. I'll muscle through it. But you all have to listen to me complain because you all profited immensely from me opening that treasure chest. The cursed treasure chest, which I suffered for. I, Dalton Wittershins. When my joints ache, know that it is you who profits. And
Did
me who milks that pain for all it's worth.
Yada yada milk. Did we find on the map? Oh yes, Vorlak's Cave. We did find on the map. Good. We're basically from Vorlak's Cave. We went. So I'm just trying to, so I can track the idea of where we're going. We went in which general direction again the first time? North. Okay, so we went north, and then we ran across the trolls, and we started following them until we lost them. Okay, got it.
Don't worry. I have a keen memory.
Okay.
We still have a good long distance. We're gonna have to get crossing the water eventually.
So, Alaric, at this point, to try to regain their trail, you know that you'll have to head north. As you look in that direction, you can see that there are kind of two areas of forest, broadly speaking, and the miles of thick forests around you. One of them is it's extremely thick. The forest grows darker and deeper. The other direction, it looks like it actually opens into a meadow, and there's even a copse separated by a field that looks quite a lot more pleasant, even strangely so.
How strangely?
Meaning, why would it be here? Why would it have grown in such a way that the surrounding forests are choking with moss and vine and undergrowth, but here there's this clearing with a dainty little, copse of trees that are sparse and.
Seems like a mystery. Maybe she'll change her mind.
Maybe so. It seems cultivated.
Yeah, it does. I was thinking originally when I was saying open, I was thinking maybe it would be easier to find tracks if they went that way there, so it would be worth looking at anyway. Now, I'm thinking that something may be there to have seen them or whatever. So maybe. What do you think there, Magnus? Heretic? Either or both?
I mean,
muscle like he did in Dark Age.
Do the trolls tracks? Are there any tracks around here?
Not yet, because
At this time, we've lost the trail. Here's the question: do we stay in the deep forest, or do we take a detour to check out whatever this weird copse of trees is?
I'm worried about. Well, why not? It's here.
And we might see tracks in the clearing, or
Maybe.
we might see dead things that the troll ate on the way out. Who knows?
True.
All right, then let's go toward the clearing. At least not necessarily go days travel. Let's just go there and see what we see and figure it out from there.
You start working your way to try to find a place to cross a swollen brook so that you do not douse all of your supplies and many horses. It takes some time to try to find a way around it. Eventually, when you do, Dalton, roll a d6.
I wonder if this is the big river that we crossed on the map.
6 again.
6. Dalton, you see a group of people. They look scraggly and ragged, like the people you might find at Anne's, except they're all standing perfectly equidistant from one another. And they're all looking directly at you. And then one, and only one, looks surprised and says, and is like, and then they all turn like they're about to run away. When they turn in unison.
Is this
You know what?
Are they in that area?
This Dalton notices this. This is 5 yards away on the other side of the brook.
Just 5 yards? That's
Yeah,
close.
because you were looking for a place in the brush to
Oh,
cross
true,
this
true,
brook, and when you did, as you were crossing, then you see these people over there.
Yeah, there was.
I call out in Avalonian and say, "Ho, neighbor. We come in peace. We mean no mischief.
They turn and run away.
Goodbye."
Right.
I explained to the rest of the crew what just happened.
I suspect the trolls didn't go this way.
Yes. That was I've seen some weird stuff in these woods, but most of the weird stuff in these woods is, like, frightening. That one was just confusing.
All right, so this was while we're still in the main, like, if you were looking at we haven't left the main forest, and this is a clearing within the main forest, a brook within the main forest.
You
Right?
haven't gotten to the clearing yet. So you were in the forest, and you could
Right.
see ahead of you that, like maybe a mile away downhill.
Got it. What I
maybe
meant
2
is the bigger
miles.
picture. We haven't ever left the forest into another terrain and then gone back into a forest. We're still in the original forest we were in where the cave was.
Yeah, you all had decided to head towards that clearing. As you were
Right.
doing that, you had to try to cross this brook, a spring that had swollen due to the rainfall. And it's freezing cold, and you've got all these horses, so you're trying to find a place to cross, and it was proving really difficult, and it was grown up on both sides. You eventually found a place to cross, so you can try to get to that clearing. This only happens within like 200 or 300 feet.
Yeah,
And then finally you find a place to cross, and then Dalton sees these people standing there, and then they
All right.
run off.
What do you think of? I mean, I don't think if the trolls were there just recently, these people wouldn't be standing there. But we also don't know if the trolls crossed. They ran away and came back. So
How many were there?
6
These
of whom
people?
I think 6 people. I think
Eight.
only one of them was real. The other 5 seemed to be echoes of the first, illusions or extensions.
oh, that's
of
beyond
them.
my pay grade. But that's a good idea.
Could have
My-
been trolled under an illusion spell.
It's possible.
Ah.
My assumption is that when someone turns and flees from me, if I pursue them too avidly, they will see that as a threat.
You
And
should look at where they were standing and see if you can see any tracks.
I'll do that. It's a good idea.
Okay, good idea. Yes, good, Heretic. Let's have Dalton examine where they were to see if there's multiple sets of tracks or just the one set of tracks.
I do
Ren
that.
gives us information. So we will continue crossing this ford and get to the other side as a group, rather than leaving him going by himself, and then
Okay.
see what we can see.
So you cross the brook, and Dalton, you take a look at the the ground, and you are absolutely certain, without a doubt, certain that there were no footfalls on that ground there.
Not even the one. Okay.
Whatever we just encountered, it was even weirder than it looked, and it was.
It looked pretty weird.
It looked.
Yeah.
Magnus, you're the sage, and you know many things that are hidden even from scholars such as I. Said the Intelligence 9 guy.
Right.
Do you know of any duomer or arcane method by which people could do this sort of thing?
Indeed, it brings to mind certain principles, but whatever the case, I have no doubt we're dealing with the work of some kind of a mage here. In the behavior of these trolls and in the behavior of this fellow or fellows.
Warning.
The diminishing of the size, the disappearance of the tracks.
What if that was the wizard? What if that was the magician?
That's true. This might be what we're.
Bloody.
It could well be. It could well be. But all of this is but a hunch at this point.
The
Curious
trick
or
here is that
inconsiderate.
we don't have no tracks to track this either, but we can continue and see what's that direction. Or if we really think this has nothing to do with the trolls, then we're best off backtracking toward the other path.
I should note again, to be clear, you have not made it into the clearing. You only
Right.
200 feet.
No.
Okay.
I'm inclined to proceed to the clearing.
Right. Okay.
You can go the other way, but just to be clear, you didn't actually go either way.
We don't have to trap. Yeah, I know. I meant
Okay.
backtrack, meaning our idea of backtrack
Oh, sure.
and go the other way.
Yeah,
But this is very weird, and you're right. The troll that was running away was very weird, that disappeared and flew off and stuff like that. So for all we know, this is one of a kind, one of the same type of thing.
All right. Does anyone object?
Anyone
to
feel
continuing to the
differently?
clearing?
Because
No, that was already our plan, so let's
all right,
continue
let's
with it.
continue the clearing.
Okay. You start heading toward the clearing, and you get about just shy of it. The wind picks up. It becomes worse because you're exposed to it. It's freezing cold just because of the wind chill. And just as you're about to get to the clearing, Dalton, roll another d6. Did you get a 1?
I got a 1.
Okay, everything's fine. And you start heading towards the copse in the clearing, and you hear the woman go, "Ah, good. And she points a crooked finger up towards the copse, and you see a glimmering light shifting, glowing in the distance.
What is that?
And she starts walking toward it.
Oh, God damn it.
No.
I know what this is.
I don't, but I'm thinking it's not good.
It's more Indian bullshit, is what it is.
It's a huge waste of our time, is what it is.
Oh, I don't know. We made a lot of money off that last one.
True.
Dalton, you can clearly see a bunch of troll footsteps here. And the old woman, she says, "Well, I thank you for fulfilling your end of the deal. I think we are even now. I have accompanied you as I agreed, and you followed the mystery into its end. And from here, I think I can travel on my own.
Yes,
Unless, of course, you'd like to go with me." She points toward the door.
The trolls through the door.
Yes, I do think they went through the door. They
Interesting.
were very handy in helping me find it.
Now you're looking for the trolls or the door?
Oh, we found the door.
I know we found the door, but were you looking for the door, or is it the trolls and where they're going that you're most interested in?
The door, yes. This goes into the other place. Now,
it does.
I told you, she turns toward Magnus, that I would give you a gift. This comes with no conditions, and it is not a deal. I offer it freely.
This car was because
Magnus tries not to show his anticipation, but merely raises one eyebrow.
She turns back toward everyone else first, because she's going to finish with Magnus before she steps through to the other side. In 1 month's time, I will return to speak with you again. And she turns toward Magnus and she says, my sisters inhabit a place far to the east of here on the coast. A powerful magical secret they guard. This doorway winds its way through, I think, towards one of your competitors, also to my sisters. When you see me again in a month, I will know more. And by this pathway, you may find yourself to either place.
I see. So the gift of knowledge, then.
Yes. Ooh. And she hobbles toward the opening in the door, and she says, farewell then, and she closes it behind her as if she's just in another room.
Before she goes away, I tell her goodbye in Indian, because how often do I get to speak that language?
Indian, yeah, and she smiles at you. She doesn't say anything in return. She closes the door behind her and goes on the other side. And There is a door. It's closed. On the other side of the door, you see nothing. It's just a door in the forest.
Cool.
On the other side of the clearing.
I am glad that someone had the decency to label this entrance to the other world with a door instead of just having it be a thing that happens to you in the middle of the fucking road.
Perhaps we should begin building our own doors the next time we happen upon one.
We
That's
should.
actually not a bad idea to come up with some kind of marking system for the next
There's
time.
an art to that, which some of my order know of, but I was never initiated into it. Perhaps someday another of my kind will come and share the lore.
Sounds as though it's a worthy object of study.
Yes, definitely.
The most worthy of all. All right.
Right. So, let's have a little break for lunch, and then let's travel. None of us are very interested in going to that door, so let's travel back toward the cave.
Huh?
Okay.
See what we find out in a month's time with all this anticipation.
I, for one, am grateful to Monacan and Magnus for their foresight in bringing a tremendous surplus of food. As they wisely predicted that we would be waylaid hither and yon by every other.
The last expedition, it came real close, and I wasn't going to have that happen. So.
Wise decision.
Night comes, and you have another miserable night of struggling to keep the campfire alive in the howling winds. Let's see here. Finally, no, it keeps going. It's windy, and the wind chill is really bad. And you wake up the next day, and it's that way. Which direction do you go?
South. How's the weather? How's the clarity of the weather?
You go south. Okay. It is clear. The problem becomes that apart from this clearing, you're surrounded in this huge hoary forest, hectares to either side of you.
You can't really climb to the top of it because, like, it gets really thin and flimsy the higher up you go.
Yeah, it'd be kind of weird to climb one of these trees.
Embarrassing way to die, too. Falling off of a tree.
Yeah.
Okay, you said you go south. There's something. Roll a d6. Roll a d6 twice, Dalton. You don't want to get a 1 on either of them.
It's a 2 in 6 chance. It's not too bad. Good.
Nice.
I got 2 threes.
Okay. So you go south. At this point, Forth kind of notes like he thinks it's further to the east, like closer to the entrance to the forest is where the cave was.
We left Forth behind.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. I don't know why I
At
thought Forth was
her advice.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Anyways, the other thing is from this direction, Dalton, somewhat the direction you came is a huge congregation of these trolls. There are over a dozen of them. They're about 60 yards away.
Just leave
in the
them be.
underbrush.
60 yards.
I have absolutely no interest in going anywhere closer to 12 to over a dozen trolls.
They don't seem to be coming closer to you, but
Great.
from the eyes peering from the underbrush, you get the sense that they're aware that you're here.
I recommend we toss them a couple rations and walk the other direction briskly but firmly.
Skip the rations.
I don't think we
part.
need to give them any rations. It's just all light
Probably not,
torches.
That's just enough to get them excited. And we can't afford to give them enough to make them full and fat. Let's just
Let's
get out of
just-
here.
Yeah, let's just leave.
Yeah, I'm all for cautiously with Dalton using his senses from behind, seeing if we're going to be followed or they attempt to attack us. Carefully withdraw.
It does not look like they follow you, and it seems like you're able to continue until finally night falls again. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
You should mark off
Yes,
4
That I am
rations.
now eating someone else's rations. I've gone through my supply.
I am now
Mag-
down to...
Magnus tosses you one.
Thank you.
Oh, shit.
I will add that to my inventory and decrement it again later.
Right.
I am down to 4 days ration.
I'll keep it going for a little while longer.
Where do you go from here?
Uh,
I don't
where
think
do I
he'll.
think the destination is in relation to us based on Dalton's dead reckoning skills?
I didn't do a good
I see that
job.
there-
This is something you
there's a-
would see. The wood line is actually breaking on the opposite side from you to the southwest now, and you can see 2 kind of mountains that lead into. I'm gonna switch the scene so I can kind of draw what this looks like. It looks like as if you have. Let's see, this big mountain.
South and easty a little bit is, I think, the direction back toward where we came based on the map that I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And if you all are here and the forest is around you and you're
Yeah.
starting to kind of get broken up, if you look ahead to the west, you see these large ridge lines bordering on bald mountains, and
Okay,
then
is
a
this like
large
the
imposing
Mine Camp
mountain.
Mountains?
Yeah, that's the Mine Camp Mountains.
Okay, then we're already south of the cave.
Yeah, we should go northeasterly.
Yeah. We're seeing the ridges. We've got to go northeasterly.
All right. Whoops.
We found the opening. No, it's
We teleported.
All right. All right.
the opening
And
of the woods, not the opening of the cave.
let's see. Day passes as you travel. This is now the 5th day. And
My ration.
other than the slow travel through the cold winds, by the end of the day, the winds have calmed down mercifully. And you're left with a crisp fall day and a very clear, starry night without clouds in the skies. The stars, it almost hurts your eyes with how the light fills up the night sky.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, and you're able to make camp, and it's kind of a relief, despite how horrifying this forest is, to not have to constantly fight to keep the fire going. You awaken the next day, and at this point, there's a little last trick, is you have to actually find that cave. So, man, if you guys didn't have a ranger, this would be hard. It's interesting. Like, you'd probably... I wouldn't just reduce it to a check. There's like this whole getting lost percentage thing in the book and stuff, but with Dalton here, if you pass just a single tracking check, and it's less than a day old in the forest, and no recent rains or anything like that.
We're good.
Nice. You find not only a cave entrance, but something very strange at its entrance. I have to change all this because of what you find here.
For sale, son?
Now Forf is the new
Excellent.
master of the place.
Excellent school district.
Oh man.
I'm so excited I finally got a chance to wear this shawl. I bought it during the height of summer when it was way too hot to ever wear it. It's
Oh,
finally
God.
turning into fall.
That's when you get the good shawl price midsummer.
It's true.
Well, Heretic, you were correct. There's no sign out here, but Dalton, anybody can see this. There are a ton of little tiny footmarks everywhere. It looks like the place was a stampede. Hundreds, perhaps hundreds of footsteps all around this place. And then a dark cavern entrance ahead. I will not, we don't have to explore this because there's nothing about it to explore, but I will use it as a tool to kind of describe what you see over the next few hours. Let's see here. He is gone, and she is gone. I'm just going to move you all around a little bit and pan you as I go, because I assume, you know, you do all your typical dungeon crawling exploration type things. You are experts at that. And so you don't find anything in this cave except for tons and tons of signs of life that was once here. There are places that have been dug out full of excrement. And Magnus, you would clearly know this excrement from what it once was at the bottom of the Hounds Lodge. This is similar to Zuvnu's, except many hundreds more. There are... Actually, I will actually pan you over here. There is a hatchery, including some hatched eggs, but nothing in them and everything gone. You get the impression that there were probably dozens or hundreds of eggs as well. And finally, the most important thing you find is several of them dead around the dead body of an ogre.
Holy
shit, good job, Forf.
No, I don't think it's Forf.
No, it was 4 if we did it.
I don't think Forf did it, but I think
No.
Forf sparked an uprising.
Yeah.
And I suppose they've cleaned him out, have they?
Probably so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they
No.
did, but we'll still look.
Because, either it was too heavy and they were in too much of a hurry, or maybe it was of no use to them. You're not sure, but no, they did not, in fact. And
My goodness. Ross, you've gone soft.
No, I mean, this is what happened.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't hurt me.
No,
This
yeah,
is my
that's
favorite
funny.
lucky break yet.
There's other stuff going on. They don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
They don't care about you. There are
We'll
other
see
things
all
to-
these guys again one day.
There's a nice hook here because I already know this.
When they're all together with their nice new mommy.
Yeah, no,
That's a different book.
they're doing their own thing right now. So let's see
God
here.
bless.
I wish there are things that happened that like I wish hadn't happened, because there are things and I can't share them, but there are things that I was like, man, that would have been cool. But no, I mean, this was what happened, and this is what makes sense, I think. So here you are, like someone else did your job. And there's a whole bunch of his stuff in here. I will say, I mean, I'll tell you, it does look like there's like a pile of things that he has gathered. It's clear that he was really very successfully scamming these little creatures for a long time. That he had, you know, maybe some kind of proof of some kind of prophecy or something, or I don't know. He had something to convince them that he was going to provide them what they wanted, and then you all showed them what they wanted, and so he had no authority left, and perhaps something in here is related to that. I'll tell you. In his grip is a glowing golden spear that sheds a light.
You said sphere, and I
Spear.
got so excited.
Spear.
Indeed, yeah, a spear.
Well, we got the light spear versus the dark spear here. What's Flanagan gonna
If
do?
we weave them around each other, they turn into a lightning bolt.
Oh,
Across the streams, and I don't know what'll
Oh,
happen.
that'd be cool. If it's not a cursed horrible item, imagine the opposite fighters.
right.
I'm cursed enough as it is. Someone else can.
I
start.
forgot about Flanagan. I was preoccupied with other things, but that is something I need to follow up on for sure. Is that spear? Anyways, you also find a really strange thing, a spyglass.
Yoink.
A bunch of assorted weapons and armors, mostly leather and short swords. I will say that basically 30 kits worth.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So you basically, with all your horses, have like a commodity now to trade if you wanted. Yeah.
Yep.
5 suits of chainmail. One of which, the chainmail, is for a tiny thing's size. Like it probably would have fit Zuvnu. And 2 suits of plate mail. You find, and then a bunch of riches that have been taken off of people. A bunch of silver coins, probably taken from the local area and when they fled last year. So these silver coins were more commonly what people could carry. You find 1,350 silver coins, and then probably also from last year or somewhere else, a bunch of valuable gems and jewelry. It likely from last year, from like the nobles. 3 50 gold piece topaz gems and a jeweled necklace of platinum and inset with rubies, probably worth 2,500 gold pieces. That is all.
Goodness.
That's all you find here.
I have transcribed that. Did I transcribe that correctly?
And I'll also put it in the results.
I transcribed it also. Did we find in here any like dead or tracks of feral pigs or porcupines or
Yeah,
bears?
yeah, you did. Yeah,
what did they have? So I was curious of that drawing.
Yeah, you found like these paw prints that are kind of like, they did look like little baby bear paw prints. They're like that big and have little spiked toes and stuff. And
All right, so they ran off with their.
Dalton could make a like a wisdom save if you were trying to figure out what exactly those tracks were. I'm also thinking, can a ranger use a spear?
Oh, use a spear?
Yeah.
I believe I can use all weapons and armor. Let me double check.
I don't think clerics can, right? It's just, this is old school. It's just bludgeoning.
Any
weapons.
armor or shield, any weapons.
Am I wrong about the clerics? He didn't change that, did he? It's bludgeoning only, right?
Weapons.
Yeah, only blunts.
Okay.
Come by the house.
All right.
Sorry, my dog is yelping again. I need to run out with her real quick. So.
Okay. If that's the case, given that the other 2 characters are, and then Alaric, you already have a magic sword, so I would suggest Dalton, if you want to take this spear, it's yours.
Yeah, he's got only a dagger,
Mm-hmm.
magic dagger.
It's been pretty good for me.
Right, but that's very low damage.
True. All right. I'll toss my longsword onto the pile.
Yeah, if you have a magic dagger, you could give it maybe to Magnus. Can't a magic user use a dagger?
I believe he has one, doesn't he? We'll find out.
He has a
I think he
spork.
does.
Has a magic spork.
What? Oh, that's not the. I thought that was his dagger, and he's just calling it.
Comparable.
Yeah, no, it's literally a weird utensil he found, and it's magical.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But he can only use one of them at a time anyway.
All right.
Well,
the
anyways.
spear's weight is 10. I'll come back to that in a minute.
Yeah, the spear would be fine for.
That's 10.
This is a +2 spear.
Oh my god! Nice.
It's also, you probably have to keep it covered depending on the circumstances, as it continually sheds golden light in 20 feet radius.
Dick.
You get it.
All right. I will hold this in trust for now, but I do not make an absolute claim on it.
Yeah.
I am wielding this. I am not necessarily owning this.
Well, I think you own it, unless we break the rules. I don't think anybody else can who doesn't already have a magic weapon.
Yeah, but maybe.
Well,
if
we all
Flanagan
have a
wants to
magic weapon.
Yeah,
but
but let's
I
be
think
real.
it'd be better
If
for him to
Flanagan
have it.
wanted to swing this thing around, I wouldn't say no. And frankly, the Dark Spear is maybe thematically more Dalton's vibe than his. So, we might trade later.
That's a good point, actually. Okay. All right. So, what do you do now?
It's just
Hell out of here.
Okay.
Well, Alaric, how about we head back to what's the place I'm thinking of? Anne's Redoubt. We can offload some of this kit.
offload
See if
the,
we can organize.
the gear
I know
there.
a lot of people at Anne's Redoubt would probably love to leave Anne's Redoubt and come back to Caden's Rest.
Yeah.
And
Perhaps
I'm sure
we can arrange for that. And the only thing I want to make sure that we're not doing is that we don't re-equip the ruffians. We make sure they're not getting any part of that.
It's
Okay.
probably going to take us the better part of the day to move all this stuff out anyways.
Yep.
So you have two options. This is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You're not that far away, but it would take a couple of days. One is that we could end the session either at Caden's Rest or Anne's Redoubt, because you're right there. And you can do anything you want in one of those sanctuaries at the end of the session. Alternately, you can travel there, and then we can keep going if you wanted to try to travel somewhere else, including going to Anne's Redoubt and then ending the session back in Caden's Rest.
Right. Well, if you mean by ending a session done, it's only 10.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So, like, one option would be to you can return. You can do the return convention. Alternately, you can just keep traveling overland.
Right, but if we return, then we're done for the evening?
Yep.
Well, then let's not return.
Other than whatever you want to do in that sanctuary, though. You can, of course, do anything there.
Yeah.
There's that teleporting fort we were looking for a long time ago.
It's teleporting. It could be anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to find it by not looking for it.
Do we have any other anything? I still think we should probably go to Anne's Redoubt from the just simple point of view of the trade goods and stuff like that. After that, is there anything that we can do for them at Anne's Redoubt, or that we know of that would be benefiting Caden's Rest in the area before we start traveling? Anybody? Because I'm not familiar with this area, because I've only been here just recently.
Nothing springs to mind.
Okay.
I feel like there was that tower, the one just northeast. Northeast of Anne's Redoubt, the one that we saw in the distance. That one might have something interesting in it. And it's within,
we cleaned some
trekking
bandits out of it. It could be, inhabited again.
Eyes on me. Come on.
All right. So, Alaric, it sounds like you all are traveling back to Anne's Redoubt first. So.
Yeah, we want to get.
So, which direction do you go?
Okay, 1 second.
It's just forest all around you, but you can determine your cardinal directions though. At the same
Right. We're gonna go pretty close to just a little tad bit more north than than pure northeast.
All right, Dalton, roll. Well, actually, let's see. This is 1 day's travel, so.
Just for
1 day's
navigation.
travel. All right.
All right.
Down to 2 days food, I think. Let me see.
Actually, with Dalton with you,
Yeah,
that's
2
no
days.
problem.
Cool.
And from here, you can see the break in the wood line, and far off in the distance at the edge of on the horizon, you can see that mountain, that low rocky mountain that has that crest in it, that saddle in it that indicates that Anne's Redoubt's there. Night falls. You set up watches. It passes. The sun rises. You keep going towards that mountain.
Yep.
Okay. You get out into the open and back into the marshy floodplains that kind of surround that mountain on the near side of the river, and you're still miles away from the mountain. And Dalton, roll a d6.
For navigation or random encounter?
you wouldn't know.
It's true. But I guessed. Assuming it's a random encounter, and I rolled a 4.
4. Okay.
How many more rations have you consumed, Dalton?
We just
One.
did one more day,
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just making sure my accounting is good.
Thank you.
and I'm
At
down
this
to
point,
2.
you can assume I am eating from your stash.
Okay.
All right. And
Not having.
let's see. At the end of the day, you find as you're getting as the sun is setting, but before you make it to the mountain, you see that someone's already set up a campfire, Dalton. They're about 200 yards away. You can see this campfire.
Are they, Can I see who's at the campfire?
In the dark, and the sun setting, and that distance, no, you'd have to get closer.
But are there people there of some sort?
There are indications that these are people.
Alright. I propose we advance upon them, but very slowly, and ideally on foot. And we parlay. If that is amenable to the lot of you.
All right. You can see them clamber for weapons. They're terrified to see this band of horses coming towards them, even with people leading them on foot. And then they see you, and 2 of them come up, and they're like, "We don't want any trouble, please. We'll give you whatever we have."
You have nothing we need. We merely offer our neighbor. We are neighbors. We offer no mischief.
What a strange thing to find out here in this wilderness.
You don't know anything about that.
Manakin smirks. It's easy as all that, eh?
We heard about a gang that has gone around and murdered just about everything. Piles of bodies in the forest just found, laying stinking in the marsh. We found more bodies than we have animals. And some of them aren't people. Well, anyways, stranger, you're welcome to join our fire.
Thank you.
Manakin's smirk does not die down.
We take a look at the crowd that we're looking at. How are they looking as far as, are they emaciated? Are they in normal shape? Or
They are
peasants?
Peasants, emaciated, ragged, improvised weapons. It's clear that these are people that have went out here looking to find something to eat. This is a hunting troop.
So
How many of them are there?
There are, let's see here. I didn't roll that. My bad. There are only 3 around this campfire.
I'll give each of them a ration.
Is Hans Retreat a secret place, or
Not
We down?
particularly.
No.
no? Because I just didn't want to ask a question about are you from or anything like that. If this is a low down place.
They hungrily take the ration you offer them, and they just thank you profusely. To be able to actually have dried beans and fruit and meat and nuts and stuff. This is a treat.
I asked them what they've been hunting out here. Like, what kind of game are you trying to get?
He almost chokes, stops trying to chew so he can talk. There's giant animals out here. Something has happened to them, but they do have meat on them. We cook them, first boil them, and then cook them almost to a crisp, and then eat them hard, mostly burned.
Wow.
I just sort of look over at Father Bloombad, because I know that he has miraculous capability of purifying impure things.
Yeah. What kind of animals are these?
They look like something almost like dogs or rats or coyotes, but maybe I don't know. I haven't seen anything like it. It's almost 3-4 feet long, furry, squat. Not quite a bear, not quite a dog. Too large to be a rat.
Do they walk on 4 feet?
Aye.
Very interesting.
There are other
I think
things, but I don't want to upset your dinner, the things that we find that we have to eat here.
Ugh, sympathies.
You guys have not been able to grow anything in the area to sustain you guys? Because this is sounds like bad eating for you guys around here.
Okay, I will upset your dinner. There are giant insects, too. They devour
those
any
things.
crops that we've tried to make.
Ugh.
We, in turn,
Super
return the
looks.
favor. But
Yeah, do you guys have any idea or clue as to what's causing this? Is there a force or something?
something is wrong with this land.
Yeah.
I sometimes wonder if we have fallen into the hell itself, the underworld.
I've seen that. It's not so bad. Like this is bad. It's not as bad as that.
This old man is funny.
Would you believe I'm 23?
All right. Among the group, what I was thinking is like that reason I was asking what they were hunting before I realized they were hunting like these things, these terrible things, is like if they maybe would be more successful in hunting if they had better gear for hunting, like bows and stuff. But it looks like,
You'd only have to surrender 3 sets of gear.
yeah. So that's what I'm thinking of, like trying to give them better equipment for doing their hunting out here. Oh, I didn't realize there was only 3 of them. I thought it was there were 3 around this fire and there were others. Okay. Well, then that's not even a question, I don't think.
Yeah, sure, we're looking them up.
Yeah, we definitely
see why
should
we
be
should.
looking them up. Maybe something like give them like 4 bows and like a score arrow each.
They see
Well-
that you have horses and food and equipment. And you freely offer leather armor that's still in decent shape, and short swords and arrows. And they say, "What gang are you? We will join you if you'll have us." They look really decrepit. Like they look like they would really struggle.
I just
Yeah.
sort of
We do
look
the
at
light
Monoc and
one.
I just shake my head.
No, he doesn't say anything. Nobody's. He's
Okay.
no. We're not trying to.
I
But
mean, if you don't-
Magnus says if we find that you've used our tools to engage in banditry, then my friend, you'll have a painful thing coming when we come back around.
But before, what about, are you guys belonging to the Redoubt, supporting anybody there, or are you just on your own?
Me and my fellas here, same man talking. We just, we're hungry. We're just trying to find food.
Well, I mean, our place is doing better. Maybe we help these guys get to Caden's Rest. We
No
still give
objection
them the
from me.
equipment, but let's help bring them back if they're willing, if they want to a place
Yeah,
that
let's
they
see
don't
if they
have
want to be
to eat.
men at arms.
Yeah.
We're with Caden's gang.
If we're going to equip them, they may as well be useful.
I agree.
Even if they can't be men at arms, at least they could be villagers in Caden's Rest and have a little bit better at it than they're having
Yeah.
here.
Our,
At
least
our
they
farmland's
can-
much safer there.
They can at least be men in armor.
You have 3 mercenaries and 3 level 0 torchbearers in leather armor and with short swords and bows.
Right.
The mercenaries have longbows, of course, and horses. I suppose these people have horses too. You have a bunch of extra horses, so. All right, let's see. The next day, the sun rises. You make it into Caden's Rest. See if anything happens on the journey.
You mean
I'd like to cast Detect Magic
sorry,
on all the
yeah.
items we got.
hands were down?
Yeah, answer
That's the-
doubt. Detect
Detect
magic.
magic.
Well, the spear is obviously magical. Yeah, you have this sense of this. It is this great and holy pure relic.
Yeah, I
it-
shouldn't carry this thing. It's wasted on me.
Although I think it's kind of funny too. I don't know. There's a yin yang thing going on there. It's kind of neat.
It's true.
Ain't like you're evil there, my man.
Absolutely not. I'm a nice guy.
Right.
Just-
None
So
of
I
the
don't think
others.
there's anything problem with having a glowing thing. It makes you otherworldly.
It's just not my brand, you know?
Okay.
None of the other objects are magical.
Cool.
All right, so let's see. You have an
Seriously,
uneventful
+2 is not going to be very common. That's a really
half
nice
day.
item.
That's power.
Traveling into Anzerdoubt.
Okay.
My friends, I propose that we spend no longer here than we must, and immediately be on our way.
As you like it.
That's just a request. I
I agree with it.
appreciate this place, but dislike this land.
I'm not sure I appreciate the place, and I know I dislike the land, so...
Well, it saved my life once.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. I'm down to 1 ration, so I will definitely, if they have them for sale, be buying rations while I'm here.
Likewise.
So, a couple of things. The outer gate first. You pass through the outer gate, you have to surrender all of your weapons, including
Yeah.
a bright and holy glowing spear of light. Do you cover it, or do you present it, or what do you do?
You guys know the area better than I do. What do you think I should do?
I think covering it is better.
Agreed.
Maybe Flanagan could stay outside with her.
He hates this place anyway. That's not a terrible plan.
I mean,
But
I got a
then be
bad
outside
feeling about.
and subject to random stuff. I mean, that's what
He
the
can
goal
hang
was
out.
last time.
He can keep the 6 dudes.
So you can do that, but then it becomes camping in the wilderness. So you haven't.
No, then they have to make encounter rolls.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Even
saying.
if he's right outside the gate.
Mhm,
Yeah.
either in a sanctuary or not. If you're in a sanctuary, you don't make encounter rolls. If you're out, you make it. You do.
Yep.
How about we just stay at the thing and say that we want to sell all this other armor to Anne if she wants it, and the weapons. That way we don't have to surrender. We're just standing there trying to make
Yeah, I
a
like
sale.
that. Let's just trade from outside the doors.
Yeah, I mean, if no one else wants to stay here, you could just send people in to sell stuff.
Yeah, we could just
and
send-
buy things.
Yeah, we can stay outside, not quote unquote overnight or anything like that.
Yeah.
But we can do our selling. So why don't we find out if they have a market for this? How much food are we going to need to get? I'd like to get another. They don't have. Do they have trail rations at this place? I forgot.
Yeah. So, no. Yeah, the guy he will sell you fresh rations that will go bad in 7 days.
All right. Well then, 7 days worth of rations for me would be.
And
It'd
I
be
think they
what I
were
get.
really cheap. They were. Let's see here.
It's
There
like
is-
a copper.
There is, however, a market. You do find a merchant who will sell you things that keep, and so you could use them as trail rations, but they're like 3 gold pieces each, because they're in demand. Alternately,
I'm fine with getting.
Keegan will
regular
give you
rations.
his fresh food, which is made of questionable substances, but is food, for 5 copper pieces each.
Yeah, I mean we don't need that much to get back to Cadence, so.
Mhm.
And at that point we can buy
Purify.
food there.
It's like a 6-day walk, right?
That should be a
So
question would be, well, interestingly, time is a bit broken right now, and it is more than 6 days. It's probably 2 weeks usually. We say that you can make it in a week, but either way, let's see. This is 26th. This is hold on, 2, 3, 3rd of this month. So it's a month behind. So when you return, this is kind of really interesting.
we're gonna have. her
It'll take
come up.
2 weeks, and then you'll have 2 downtime weeks where time catches up, where you'll need to spend any expenses. But Magnus
Yeah.
can work on a spell for 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks where time will catch up. But before we do that, Alaric, what is the plan for the group? So options here, a few. One is, from this point, again, you've made it back to this sanctuary. You can end the session. And then I won't have you go back to Cadence Rest, and you won't play in Cadence Rest this session. You'll just appear there next session if you choose. Alternately, you can keep exploring, and then you'll end this session losing some downtime. So those 2 weeks, you'll lose some. You'll end the session here in Anne's Redoubt, but begin the next session wherever you want, like in Cadence Rest. So you can either keep exploring, or you can call it here. I think the only thing you stand to lose is those 2 weeks of downtime if there's some reason that you need that free time and space to accomplish
I would
something.
leave that to Magnus if he needs it, because otherwise
Right.
I have no use for downtime.
You know, but you could go explore that tower. You could try to go hunt down that moving fortress. You could go try to barter with the... I will tell you, they are not keen to buy all your weapons and armor here. They suggest that what they need here is food and raw goods. And they will pay you from some of the leftover money they still have if you can get food and bring it back here from the barbarian camp or somewhere else.
Do you think we would, I mean, since I was there, do I think that we'd be able to sell the leather armor and the short swords at the barbarian camp?
Oh yeah, they dig it. Especially the plate mill. That would probably go for multiple times the cost of what plate mill usually would.
Well, this would give us a chance to help them out, as well as get rid of our goods. So I would definitely prefer to do that, unless somebody has a reason why we don't want to help out the barbarians. Because I don't know.
I've got no beef with the barbarians.
All right, well, let's move it along and head over to the barbarians. We brought these guys back here. If they want to continue with us, like I said, we'll take you back to Caden's Rest and stuff. It's just that we're making a side trip right now.
So when you describe what you'll have to do and travel through the Forest of Hope for 2 weeks in the wilderness, they suddenly have a change of heart. Yeah, and they're like, actually, we think we're very generous what you've given us. We'll just stay here. I mean, there's a reason, out of character, there's a reason people have stayed here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. Sir, are we playing a little? It's time for us to do some bulk trading.
Let's head over to the.
Traveler.
Yeah.
It happened anyway, didn't it, Richard? Here you are, private business owner in fantasy Somalia.
Hey, you know what?
It's happened.
I got no objections. This is fun. Food? Let's go get them some food.
So if you all want the 7 days of fresh food from Keegan, that's...
Yeah.
Wait, no, not Keegan. Yeah, Keegan. 5 copper piece each.
Okay,
Yeah,
5 coppers.
Buy the bad stuff because I can purify it. That's because he has any stuff he's about to throw away for cheaper.
Yeah. He gives you, there's a bunch of stuff that is rotten. And what it is actually a bunch of crops that have been eaten into and fouled by things that have come in and taken up residence there. He suggests you'll probably have to slay them. That's the reason he's just left the crops to die.
I'm down for fighting some bugs.
Okay. Let's see here.
I'm just writing down how much to subtract in money because I have to do a calculation of something else before I can. I forgot to do the other week.
I am reloading my rations thing with rations fresh.
Save that.
7? Okay.
All right, so now I've got 7 spoilable, 1 day of trail.
Okay. Let me find this. So you go out to his this garden that's ruined, and to see if you can do something about it.
Yes.
Okay. This is within the walls, so I assume you leave somebody. Maybe you could pay those people you brought in. Do you trust them to be ostlers, or do you think they'll take all your horses?
I'm more
Probably
concerned
one of
about
the 3 guys.
who could take it from them.
Yeah.
We have three. We have 3 of our own mercenaries.
So you leave the mercenaries. That was my next question, if that's the case.
I mean,
And the 3 guys, too. I mean, they still kind of owe us.
Yeah, they can owe us for just hanging around for that.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Pay
they
them
don't have to
properly,
fight. They just have to flee in various directions and alert us.
Okay.
Or we
let's see
track
here.
them down and kill them slowly. I'm just kidding.
We wouldn't do it slowly. We're not that weird.
Okay.
We would beat the hell out of them, though. That's a lot of bug.
Yeah, this place is swarming with these gigantic, disgusting, nasty bugs.
Didn't look like so much until I control scrolls.
Oh, they're all feathery. Gross.
All right. Let's see here. Nobody's surprised to anybody casting a spell.
yes.
All right. Which one?
Sleep.
All right. They are. These creatures are. I lost it. Where's it at? Gosh darn it. Here it is. They are less than 1 hit die.
Okay. Well, it won't go off. Won't go off till later. So
All right.
unless there's like some period of time that we're engaging now, right?
Yes. So all right.
Oh.
So initiative. Roll a d6. Alaric.
Okay.
Gotta beat a 5. 5.
Oh.
How Jake Smith
Okay.
Nope.
All these
All right.
bugs are like, and of course you can rearrange your fighting order. Dalton might as well be in the back right now. Come to think of it,
Why so?
because you can attack from the second rank either way. So there's
Oh, true.
no good. And the fighters
that
can
will
attack
be
multiple
ranked.
targets at once. And so they swarm these fighters. You hear this skittering. All these bugs are like, ooh, more food.
Much fresher.
And they just start to clamber on top of one another in the nearby clods of dirt, eagerly trying to get to you. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are going to attack Alaric.
Nice.
None of them hit. 1, 2, 3 are going to try to attack Flanagan. One of them's going to try to attack Father Bloombad. Nat 20. You take 2 points of damage. And the ground shakes. And let's see.
No.
It is your all's turn. They moved. They fought.
is how young you
We
There
get
was a-
missiles.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If Monokina is going to fire missiles, you could do that for sure. Both of those hit. You kill 2 of them. Zoop, zoop. As they come in. Okay. And now, let's see. Melee attacks. All of those hit. You kill
8 of
4
them go to sleep.
5 of them got killed.
I'm
After the
gonna
attacks,
just look
I
at.
kill 1, and hopefully there will be a few enough survivors that the sleep will get all the rest.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep, 5.
And then you killed one of them. I got that one over. Actually, that's missing one, so let's get another one. And then Father Bloombad. Did you hit Father Bloombad?
I roll a 6. I don't think I hit.
Dang it. Okay. Flanagan is gonna attack 3 of them. He can't hit. He can't reach any of the others. He misses.
Isn't he 4th level?
Oh,
Oh,
well,
but
he
he's only
can't.
got 3 that he can attack. Guys,
Actually,
yeah.
actually, I'm wrong. He's got that spear.
He has to hit. He has to hit one of them. Doesn't he have to kill one before he moves on to the next one?
I don't think
No.
so.
No,
Oh.
you
Just
can
get extra
spread it
attacks.
out. Yeah.
If a level 1 fighter is fighting like one guy, he can hit it 4 times.
Okay.
Well, 8 of them go to sleep.
The remainder go to sleep. Let's see. Actually, the remainder, except for one of them. So I'm just going to move the sleepy ones away for a second. And then you hear this.
Mama!
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, crap. I thought Never mind. You hear crumbling as the ground gives way around you. And it's like a sinkhole opens up. And this big a mommy comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that gurgling is kind of gross. I'll turn that one off.
Okay, on the positive side, we just gave you one child to concentrate on. It'll be an only child, less for college, and you can give them all your love instead of having to spread. No, all right, roll
No,
finish it.
no, I don't think that's how this one's gonna go.
All right, spells.
Let me just. Can I just like what's the likelihood that I can tell that there's no way I can tell how many hit dice this is unless I try, I assume.
No, I think you can because of how big it is. This thing
Okay.
is gigantic. It's more than man-sized, but slightly smaller than. It's about cart-sized. So it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, does that mean because trolls are 6?
Sorry. Yeah. No, this is 3 hit dice.
Okay. Well then I will prepare sleep nonetheless.
All right. Roll a d6 unless there's any other spells, Dalton. All right. House wins. You all can act first.
The Knockin will shoot the big one.
Flanagan.
Also move
Before
up
we move,
while the shooting is going down.
go ahead, Monaco.
Yeah, you can totally shoot. Yeah. Misses.
Alas.
Alas.
14. Well, actually, no, this is higher than that. Let's see. 0, 5, 17 to hit. To hit this thing. I see you did 5 damage with it. All right. Let's see. And it's got.
Oh, sorry, I meant to only attack once. That was nice.
Okay. And all right. Anyone else attacking? Let's see. Miss. Father Bloombad.
For 1.
Oh, 1 point of damage. Okay. Let's see. 14. I don't think that's gonna hit. And then 1 point of damage. All right. So let's see. You can cast your spell.
I do. It's up to you whether or not I'm allowed to target both. I'm figuring if not, I'm only going to target the big one.
Yeah, I assumed that it would just be the big one, and then.
Yeah. So in that case,
But it won't
he
matter.
goes to sleep. Yeah. So
Okay. Goes to sleep. I mean, the other one is.
I don't even really. I don't have to. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's the sound effect I was looking for. Gosh darn it. Oh well.
Fire it up. Oh,
Anyways.
that's great. That's
Mm.
grody.
That reminds me of Dark and Darker.
All right, you all are. Let's see. You've got this like you're covered in goop and colorful, oily goop, glistening in the sun. Purple ichor all over you right now.
Grody. Bloombad, you got purify food and water left over in your to-do list?
I don't have it right now, but I could have it tomorrow. So
Yeah, I think this is gonna make a lot of people very happy.
So you all choose to sleep outside?
Yeah, yeah. I think if you guys are okay with that, I think that makes sense.
That's way better.
How many rations can we gather from this crop?
They're all ruined.
Yeah, but I can purify them, right?
Tomorrow, right?
Yeah, but I mean, we can gather them today.
Yeah, you could go rent a cart and take it out with you if that's the goal. But I mean, it's not going anywhere either. You know, he can assure
I
you
can't
that
cast within the walls.
right. Okay, so you take it outside.
Okay.
And let's see here. Dalton, roll a d6.
3.
A 3. Is it this one right here? I think. Okay, Dalton, you see in the distance that there is maybe 200 yards away. It's a long ways off. You can see it's another clear day. It's chilly. You can see a number of these the kobolds migrating. You see 7 of them, a group of them.
So this is the next day.
Yeah, this is the next day in the morning.
So I would have cast Cure Light Wounds on myself last night. I didn't realize.
Okay.
You want to just let them go by or wave them down?
Well, I mean, normally I would like to slay them, but not in this case because, this feels a little weird. But yeah,
It really
I
does,
don't like.
doesn't it?
I don't like the idea of these guys going off to some red dragon to, make her stronger. Not that they're
Well,
strong.
it hardly seems worth our time, considering everything else.
It's like trying to keep nits from clambering aboard a horse.
Okay. 2 votes
Yes.
against.
Really make the horse stronger.
We're gonna let them go. No,
Okay.
they're just distractions when we do eventually run into this thing. Is what I meant.
Mhm.
Not that much that they're making her strong, just more distractions.
I get
more-
you.
Father
or
Bloombad,
nitpicking
you
damage.
have piles of rancid, disgusting insects, including one that takes up a whole cart you've rented. Everyone looks at it hungrily as you all pull it out the day before. Like this fat, well, like a big grubby centipede laying on its back with its twitchy legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys ever seen a stag beetle caterpillar? Those things are. It
Yeah.
looks like it's just a sausage with legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, you can do your magic if you want.
Yeah, I can cast it twice, so that would be enough for 24 people.
Okay. You do that, and all of these rotten crops and the chunks of insect meat become simple slabs of meat with a vibrant, meaty color, a pink, meaty color to them, and all of the vegetables become food. You now have 2 carts full of food, fresh food.
Swag.
All right, let's take it away from town. Sorry. These are free association things that pop in my mind at all times.
No, I get
It's
you.
not real. Yeah.
I think this is another opportunity for Bloombad to stoke his
Yes, go
legend
ahead.
here.
Take it away, Father Blue
Yeah.
Literally, take it
cart-
away.
I wheel the cart back in and just be like, food for all.
There's cheering, and they all desperately run, some of them pushing each other out of the way, clambering over each other, desperate for food. Let's see here.
Sure, my boy Nellid gets a couple portions.
Yeah, he thanks you profusely. I don't have it here, which is fine. Oh, here it is, crowd cheering. They all gather around you, but some of them you see are clambering up on the carts and handing down things full of turnips and potatoes, and tubers, and tomatoes, and some people are just eating right then and there and hugging each other. They haven't had real food in a long time.
Oh my.
You know, Magnus, you and I, neither of us are as entangled in the faith as some of our compatriots, and we've always been outsiders, in a way, to the glory of the light. But sometimes, when I see its power made manifest, I understand why so many people stake their lives on its brightness. There's something very good and pure in the nature of it.
So, be able to determine.
Magnus gives you the side eye. Yes, it's nice to bask in the glory now and again, isn't it?
It kind of is. Kind of is.
I
just
agree,
wish they
my
could cure my
friend.
fucking curse.
Yes. Yes, you are. You are a disturbing sight. It's
Do
true.
they have any shaman at the barbarian camp? I don't know.
They might.
All right. Let's see here. Okay, is there anything else that you all want to do at Anne's Redoubt before you try to sell all this stuff to the barbarians?
We got the food off.
We've pretty much flown the flag here for a bit.
Yep.
So
I have to go find the old journal. I started a new one. I filled the previous one up. I'm gonna get the rules for the
Oh, now
barbarian
I'm
camp.
starving, by the way. All of a sudden.
Like, in real life, or?
Yeah, all of a sudden.
Huh?
Just weird. Just talking about all this food. I didn't.
Nom nom nom.
I already ate, but I guess I'll eat again.
And then I have to find.
that's why God made Taco Bell.
I am praying to this god that
Taco Bell.
that Taco Bell and KFC be opened in Larchmont, as the rumor says will be replacing, contrary to some people trying to fight against it, replacing the Red Mango or whatever that was there with a combo Taco Bell KFC. Now there is a Taco Bell in Portchester I can drive to, but the KFC closed a long time ago, and this would be KFC, and I love KFC.
All right, I found it. It's actually not too hard to find. Okay. All right. So you take off. Where do you go, Alaric?
Okay, well, we have a map that we have carrying with us, and on this map, so, that's where I'm stalling. I think it's a pretty dead. No, it isn't. Yeah. Do we want to go? I don't know how you guys normally go here. Do we go around this forest, or do we go through the forest to go to the barbarian camp?
I think we went through it. I mean, it was straight west, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's straight west and then south.
The forest used to be far more terrifying before we got rid of the spiders.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But,
Okay. All right.
it's-
So then let's go straight. We'll go kind of a little bit southeast as we're going across to,
You mean
Maybe some
southwest,
Camp in the old kobold place.
Potentially could be.
or do you mean
We've got
southwest, or you want to go this way?
Oh yeah, southwest. Sorry,
Southwest.
and see that's why I don't direct people. Southwest, and yes, be a great idea to if it coincides with timing right, we should camp in the cave.
All right.
It's defendable.
Yeah, you're able to do that. You find the cave and camp in it. The first day goes, you travel without a problem. The sun rises the next day. You keep going further into the forest? Is that...
Yep, in the same general direction. We should come out of the forest just north of all the little hills and in sight of the big ones.
All right.
If we do correct travel.
And there's something you need to know about this camp. If you catch somebody stealing from you, you have to kill them.
Okay.
And it's considered honorable to successfully steal from somebody. So, things to think about.
I look back at our huge pile of treasure.
Mine's
yeah.
all wrapped in lemon strap around my
Quick,
doorstep.
we have to sell it quickly before it gets stolen.
You have all these horses. By the way, you're not moving very fast. And then Dalton, you see 110 yards away to the northwest in this direction, you see an absolute roving horde of those trolls, of those mossmen.
Oh my god!
Like 20
How many
of
are we
them.
talking? 20.
Yeah. And you can see that they noticed you, and all of them are running away from you.
What is up with that?
Why do they fear us so much?
Because they're not really trolls.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, they're not trolls. You're right.
Oh,
These
there's
are
a
not
glamour.
trolls.
They haven't been trolls the whole time. We've probably murdered countless innocents.
What?
Huh?
Just deal with it, friends, and move on. Time is short.
Whoa, hang
What?
on, my friend. You can't just drop a thing
Yeah,
like
you
that.
can't just
and-
do that, man. That bothers me. Wait.
The young mercenaries are like, what? It's like
Oh,
19 years
don't
old.
worry not. In their form, they were just as dangerous as real trolls.
I've no doubt, but like, what manner of
Trolls
your
don't.
theory.
Trolls don't behave this way. And they came through that mystical door, and one of them changed size and probably shape and disappeared right before your eyes. His track disappeared. Put the pieces together.
All right, I see what you're on about.
Nonetheless, I don't see what we can do about it now, except let them go on their
it's
way.
not likely they're mere passersby from Anne's Redoubt.
No, as I say, I still fear the influence of a powerful wizard. But again, I see not what we can do of it
Yeah.
at this
you're not wrong.
stage.
If you wish to be left alone as you travel through the forest, wearing the guise of a troll is not a terrible way to do it. Unless you run into us, of course.
Indeed.
All right.
Alrighty. We
The
avoid them as they run away.
all right.
Which
You
makes it easy to avoid.
yeah. Night comes. Watch, no problem in this choking old forest, and the sun rises the next day. Whoops, this is the wrong one. Sorry. And let's see here. This is 1,
Go back
2,
to the
3
D8.
days.
I like that one more.
3 days.
Okay. Decrementing 3 days of food.
Plus, you did a day
4.
back there, but you had food back at Anne's Redoubt, right?
Yeah, true.
3 more
That's
days.
a total of 4 days. So it's been a total of 10 days since we started venturing during this session. Okay.
Well, I've only
Busy
been
session.
tracking days by day, so let me just do 3 more days.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Actually,
That leaves me with 3 days of swell, 1 day of 9.
You know what sticks it, don't worry.
okay. I don't think. I suppose Dalton. Yeah, I suppose you could do this. Roll a d6.
On it. 6.
6. Okay. You notice these things suddenly pelting stuff at you in the trees. This is something Dalton would notice, but you can probably warn everyone before they act. Dalton, in the trees, you see a large number of rodents, over a dozen, and they are making rude gestures, dancing, showing their butts, and then they start throwing objects like acorns and sticks to start trying to pelt you with them. And it looks like they're going to start. And it looks like they're going to start using traps. I don't. What comes to mind, like Ewoks, like they're little, but they've constructed trees that will fall and things that will trip you and trip the horses and stuff like that. But you notice before all of this sets off, like just as it's happening.
I will, where? They're trying to spur us into fleeing them and sprinting into a trap they've prepared ahead. Tolerate with good grace and protect the mage so he can teach them a lesson they won't soon forget. Magnus, gather your dwellers. These guys are assholes.
What are these guys?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like familiar with these.
Ugh.
Yeah, at this point you're being pelted with acorns. all over you.
I'm going to. Are they? You said they. I mean, they're throwing. So are they? What? Are they monkeys? You said they're rodents. Are they?
Squirrels.
Do they? What's that?
They're squirrels.
Oh, okay.
Horrible little squirrel people.
But they have opposable thumbs.
They shouldn't.
Right.
At this
They do,
distance,
but
you
they
can't
shouldn't.
see. Yeah, I mean, at this
Yeah,
distance,
I
you
mean,
can't see that.
you know, what can't we just make our way around? How
That's
about
possible.
that? How about that, Dwemer?
Are you all
That's-
gonna? Oh, sorry. Go
That's
ahead.
not a terrible drummer. Yeah, sure. I can try and help us navigate. Freaking.
All right. That's just going to be a wisdom save. If you pass, then you're able to do that. If you fail, you're going to have to
Deal with them.
deal with them
You
and
good?
see what happens.
You good with that, Alaric?
Yeah, I'm totally
Alright.
good with that.
Here we go.
Success.
Yay!
All right, you were able to find a way around where they're not able to harangue you. Dalton, you can swear that you hear in a teeny tiny little common from the trees curses, old English curses, and lewd things.
I cuss back at them in Indian.
Nice. Okay, let's see here. That is it for that day.
March in your general direction.
Yeah, and the sun falls. It rises the next day. Keep traveling through the forest, right? Let me know if you're not. And let's see here. Dalton, roll a d6. 3. Dalton, you notice another large group of strange creatures moving together in the woods. They're being so loud that you're able to bring the whole party to a halt and remain completely unnoticed. These are those hairy men. There's probably 15, 20 of them. There's a large number of them all moving together and chanting something in some alien tongue. They're south of you, moving to the east.
Magnus, do those words
Yeah.
mean anything to you?
What? Yeah. What's the alien tongue?
I don't think anyone speaks this language.
Well, they probably aren't carrying enough cash to be worth the danger they present to us. What do you think, Alaric?
I would prefer to avoid anything because we're heavily laden and we're going on a mission to go someplace. So
Agreed.
Okay.
we'll leave we want to avoid if it's possible.
The sun falls, rises the next day, no problem. And at this point, you're back at that. Kind of bowl shape. Where do you go from here?
Okay. From there. Okay. We're outside the forest at the bowl, right? So we're gonna go. We're gonna scoot around, then, just to make it. I don't know if there. I've never been there, so I don't know if it where on the map it appears there. So if it's on the base of one of those bowls or on the outside of one of those bowls. From the picture looks like you can go either through the valley or around the outside of the valley. I'd say let's go between those two and go kind of like, oh, sorry, I didn't know I could move it. Like here and then this way.
We use our newly acquired spyglass to look for smoke trails in the distance.
Great idea.
You can do that, and you see it in miles and miles away. Otherwise, you wouldn't see. You see smoke indicated maybe 10 miles beyond that mountain on the other side.
All right, let's skirt around the base and go there.
This thing is really cool.
Careful with that.
What a marvelous mechanism. Is it? And it's not magical?
Hey, the principle is sound and simple.
Explain it to me at length, off camera.
Yeah.
All right.
Nay.
Let's see here. Fascinating. It's going to take me a second to think how that would work. Someone has found our little operation. It's quite satisfying to see these evil factions, and I'm just like, and they're dead. It's like one of those, like, you know, things like a screen where you have like the things indicating who's still left, and some of them are just getting marked out. You guys have made a difference out here. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Sorry. It's just I may have to move a little bit slower because this is getting wild real fast.
Oh boy.
Let's see here.
Hang on a second. I'm gonna just turn on the lights in here. It got darker than I realized.
I'll wait till he's back because he's got to roll a d6 for this.
I think my camera was struggling to keep up with the darkness I had allowed myself to sink into.
All right, roll a d6. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
1. Something bad happens, and I don't know what it is.
It is going to be very bad.
Something very bad happens.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Nothing seems to happen.
Uh-oh.
And I'm delighted in a very evil way to say that is in fact actually quite bad, but I don't get to tell you why that is. And anyways,
yes.
Nothing seems to happen. And then
Nothing's happening. We're traveling very safe right now. I'm sure nothing's going on. Yeah.
I feel good.
Two more hours pass, and then you see here in the hills another one of those moss men. It sees you and darts off into the rocks to run away from you.
Scout. Just the one, though.
Do we
We're
have
trying to run it
any
down?
kind of dispel type ability, by any chance? Anybody have a dispel?
No.
We should, okay, because if we did, we should memorize that for another time. But anyway.
That's
Okay.
a higher level.
Yep, that's fine.
Alric, do you think we should try and catch it, or just let him go?
I don't think we should be chasing anything right now.
Okay.
I'm willing to chase him if you guys want to.
Nah, I'm not super bloodthirsty at the moment.
Once we've gotten rid of our stuff, I'm happy to chase anything. I just don't want to be
that's
chasing
true.
with our wagon train.
We're very laden.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here.
That means tracking, not really chasing.
Sun rises the next day. You're not interrupted during camping, and you pass through these two big ridge lines on either side. They're about couple miles apart, and you go deep into this bowl, and then the mountain starts going up this path, and you find yourself going up and up and up and zigzagging around, and rocky peaks that kind of tower over you to either side this begins to look like a really good kind of expression of that, actually.
Okay. Yeah.
And eventually, you hear the sounds.
Don't worry, friends. No one will ambush us in this pass. I'd see it coming.
Of civilization. And there's a cave here with some banner hanging from it with some foul symbol of chaos that hangs from the banner. And otherwise, you just see a bunch of tents and groups of people. And there's tents spread all over it's kind of at the top of this place, this mountain. And the soil here is rich enough to where they are growing crops. And and people are working farmland and digging wells and digging trenches. And you see a bunch of guards. The guards, how do I describe this? I think only Father Bloombad has seen them in Magnus, and you already know what they are. They're Fornjotter. But I suppose to Alaric and Dalton's eyes, these look like barbarians. Like I think that's probably the best way.
Wait,
when you look at
you mean
them.
the Northmen type people?
Yeah, actually, I suppose you're
I would know them. They're my people.
Yeah, they're your people. Yeah, yeah.
I actually speak their language.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad someone does.
Okay.
No, Dalton's like,
I don't think anyone does, actually, other than... Yeah.
it's a stranger place than I'd expected.
The last
Okay.
person that spoke it, that was here, was actually the last ranger who mutated infinitely into the other world and was never seen again.
No, that happens.
Yeah.
Magnus was actually not here. It was Ox that was here, and
That's
he died.
Yeah. No one
So-
speaks Fornjotter then, I don't think, except Alaric, so that's interesting.
Alaric. And
Handy thing if he wasn't here. Wow. Well,
Guard your coin purses.
Hi.
yeah, and in
Okay.
fact, everybody
you mentioned
can...
this about the chaos symbols, Father Blue Band.
I don't know. They're no.
I would just say
None
they're
of the
like,
north.
generally, this is not the light. This god is some kind of other god.
Oh, okay, all right, that's a different issue.
Pretty civilized for a place of chaos.
Right.
I didn't realize that like chaos people could work together this way.
Everybody can make a wisdom save as they enter
I will
the...
do that. Oh my god, I went to reach for dice. Got where I am. Okay.
Okay.
And
So-
I have failed.
Simple enough. Dalton and Monacan, you notice that somebody is trying to steal something from Alaric. And they almost get it. They're
Oi.
about to get his sword, in fact.
Oh, they'll get my sword.
Dalt. Yeah. Yeah. Monacan, and I don't know what Dalton's response is, but Monacan just shouts out, "Hey, hands off!"
I looked at him and I recall that I'm supposed to kill somebody.
Yeah, the guards, they glare at you as you yell that out, Magnus, and you grab the person. It's some scrawny, ragamuffin that could benefit from selling something like a magic sword.
Look the other way.
He didn't actually steal anything. Wait, do we have to
didn't
kill him
steal
if he tries or if he
Yeah,
succeeds?
I feel that he has to have stolen something, but I don't know how this works.
Okay, so you will take a chaos point if you hew this
No, I
person
said-
down.
Yeah, no, I said I feel that if I have to obey their laws, it's if they stole something, not tried to steal something.
Yeah, no. The guards look at you. Do you not kill them? You don't kill the person.
No,
The
guy
the
didn't.
guards, they come up to you and they say something.
Yeah.
Now, Alaric, I don't think you've heard this language in a long time.
Okay.
You know.
no, I have not. It's been since I was like 8 years old.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know, like probably you kind of, but basically they're like, do you not know our laws?
First time here.
You say so. You speak in Fonjotter, so he says, "If someone tries to steal something, you take their life. If you do not take their life, bug juice takes twice what would have been stolen."
What is bug juice?
You can go and ask her if you would like. And they both laugh about that.
Speak with respect, or I strike you down.
Several more guards come up and they're like, they love this that you said that. They're like, oh, yeah. And then
I figured
one of them draws a blade out and then is like, come on, let's go.
The guy I'm talking to, or some other guy?
The guy you're talking to.
Okay.
Don't bluff, Alaric.
I take the sword out.
All right. He whispers some some plea to the old gods, and raises up his blade and he licks it, and then he swings it at you. You can roll a d6 for initiative.
Okay.
Cultivators, man.
I'm not showing weakness in front of him, and I'm not killing the kid.
He's able
He's
to go
yours now.
first.
Take his life.
As a
His
kid.
life belongs. I know. I didn't say you should kill him. I said you should take his life.
Yeah,
He's yours
I'm
now.
just- Oh,
Keep him.
okay. Because I'm saying I don't children, man.
I know. No, I get
He's
you.
not a child. He's just. I didn't mean to suggest that. I said I guess a
I thought he was like a
ragamuffin.
teenager.
Yeah, no. He's just like a scrawny guy, a young
okay.
man. No,
Okay.
it's against my
All right.
rules to slaughter children. No, I wouldn't do that.
Right.
Too
That's
bad
true.
about it.
Let's see here. Trying to find the where's the to hit chart. I'm gonna need that right now.
If he's a fighter, it's gonna be +1 per. I don't. Let me look at it.
It's pay. Come
Per
on,
level.
come on.
I know it's per level.
Combat section.
Looking.
Here
Yeah,
it is.
it's
Yeah,
page
attack
38.
tables.
Okay.
Fighter, attack table. Oh. Okay. And
Oh, sorry. The actual one is page 44.
what's your armor class?
My armor class is not that great. I'll tell you in a second. I always forget it off the top of my head. It is 16.
16. Okay, he's got to roll a 13 to hit you.
Okay.
Meanwhile, he has a armor class 13.
All right.
Okay, here we go. So he's going to try to hit you. He misses. Your turn. I'll go ahead and roll my d6. You hit him for 8 points of damage. Oh yeah. I forgot to
Wow.
roll his hit points here too.
That is solid. Goodness gracious. Whoa.
All right. All right.
And
Yeah.
as soon
You.
as I strike him, I call,
Yeah. Go ahead.
submit to me now and live.
He blood flies up into the air from the wound, and he screams and rushes back towards you. Roll a
I
d6.
figured, but again,
Roll like roll 3 d6s.
All right.
Let's resolve like a chunk of these at a time. Okay, so you got a 5. So you go the first time, and then you got a 1, and then he goes, and then you got a 3, and then he goes. So the first one, yeah, you got a 24
Natural
for 4
20.
damage. This time you hit him in the arm. He's bleeding now, and he's kind of like the guards have gathered around. He's kind of like stumbling around in the dirt. He's gonna try to hit you. He hits you for
Yeah, he hits.
3 damage, and the next one he gets to do 2 first. So he's gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and resolve them. He misses both times. He's starting to get kind of woozy. You can attack twice.
He gets 2 attacks. Interesting.
Well, I was just.
No, he's just
resolving-
speeding up the initiative.
Rounds are. And missed on both of them.
All right, roll 3d6. All right, so you win, you
Wow.
win, and you win. So you can just go
Wow.
ahead and roll 3d20 because well, yeah, and then
No. That's a
A
9
9.
damage.
Wow, he's got to be. Well,
And he's barely alive now, and he's kind of like spinning around like dragging his blade in the dust, trying to get back at you as you strike him in the head. Actually, and the blood is pouring down in one eye now.
Does he go now?
He's still going. Yeah, he's going to try to strike you. He misses. You can attack again.
This is going to be -1 to my attack because I'm going to shield bash him to the ground.
Oh,
Very
interesting.
honorable.
All right.
Bonk.
So, are you trying to do a subdual damage?
Yeah, this is like I'm
Yeah.
trying to
Right.
get him, stun him, and basically end it without having to kill him if I can avoid it.
Yeah, you're able to do that with the subdual damage rules. That's actually perfect, and he is unconscious and he's heaving, breathing on the ground. The guards, they're like, then they start mumbling with each other like, he's not killing him. What is he doing?
I go. I understand rules now. Going forward, I follow rules. He insulted me. I did not know rules.
Someone nods. One of the really big thugs. He's like,
That
I
makes
see.
sense.
I see what you mean. He also didn't do his job. He comes by with a blade and stabs him in the chest and ends his life. They drag his
Okay.
body off.
Waste of a good warrior.
Not that good, Bob says.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he failed to win a fight with Alaric. That's not that. You can be a pretty good fighter and lose a fight to Alaric.
These barbarians have their ways.
Strange ones.
So, what do y'all want to try to do here?
Well, we came for a purpose. Exchange
For the marketplace.
Yeah, exchange these goods for a different type of goods and head back.
All right.
Carried yourself
Now
very
we're-
well, Alaric.
I heal you for
Thank you.
7 points.
Oh, thank you. I am back to full.
They have gathered valuables that they have taken from other factions and groups of people that they have warred with in the area. You can also gather rumors here, and each person can gather 2 rumors about the Rappan Athuk area, which I'll pull out the table. Actually, if you want to hold the dice roll, I'll give you what you need to roll here.
Sure. I was actually going to. That's what I was going to try to remember to do when we got back. I was going to say, let's find out if any new information about Rappan Athuk is coming out. That's funny that you bring this up.
Yeah,
That's
each
exactly
person can roll a D100 twice for rumors to just kind of listen in. And then the other thing is, are you trading for food to take back, or are you gonna just? You can also get valuable gems and treasures and things instead.
They came back to us.
So the idea was food.
Okay, you can do that. I just wanted to suggest, like, you could also just not do that. You know, give them food.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I roll point.
yeah. I'm not a fan of that place, but I also don't want to see people.
You can get foodstuffs that will last, grain and barley and millet, and you can get it loaded into barrels under your carts and horses and stuff for what you have. The amount doesn't matter, except that if you want, you can also sell, and this will determine how much food you can get.
Plate
No.
mail.
Yeah, no, that suffices to say you can load up with food. Actually, that we don't have to get in. We don't have to be granular about it. I mean, you can just load up with food, and it's non-perishable, or at least by
Nice.
their standards, grains and
Or
stuff,
plantable and stuff like that.
foodstuffs. Okay, you're able to just make it back to Anne's Rest. Here, there's only a few minutes left.
Yep.
Let's talk about the rumors before you go.
Yeah. 23 and 76.
Okay,
55 and 59.
so starting with Alaric at 23. You hear this among the Fornjotter because you can hear a group of their warriors trading tales, and they have heard a story of a great beast here, one that has never been conquered and that devours whole worlds. It is a mythical power. It's said to be a great dragon or a thing that eats at the root of the world, and it's purple in color. Violet. They hope dearly that their ancestors here will someday be able to face it and find it. They believe it exists.
The World Serpent.
What's your second one?
Second one is 76.
76. All right. Most of the people here, when you ask about Rappan Athuk, some of them have heard of it, but only a few, and those that have, they merely tell you no one makes it out of there alive. They laugh about it. It's a death trap.
Laugh back at. I say, your information is very old, my friend. We have made it out of Rappan Athuk many times.
They think you're a crazy person. You're a madman.
And they go, blah, 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 blah. Humor the guy. Anyway, next person.
Dalton.
Okay, mine was 55.
55. Okay. Some people here, they live under the kind of the shadow of the Fornjotter, but they're Englishmen. They're the people of Albion, and they've heard of Rappan Athuk. And you hear something else when you talk to them. They say that the legends suggest that among the hills and the desert, there are many entrances to find your way in, but there are so many caves and so many underground places in these hills that if you didn't know where you were going, you're bound to never find a true entrance.
And my next one is 59.
59. If you join others, as you're making this trade, perhaps you buy some food and you're chatting with them or something like that. They hear the legend, and if you mention, they ask where you're from, of course, and if you say that you're from Caden's Rest, they say they've never heard of it. And then if you say that that's Zelkor's Ferry, they say, Zelkor's Ferry, you changed the name? By the light! That place it's been called Zelkor's Ferry for over 100 years, you know.
Well, now it's also Caden's Rest.
Amazing. Well, I suppose old Zelkor wouldn't mind. You know, they say that Zelkor was not exactly a good man, but the legend has it he was a powerful mage, and he was able to summon forth great sorcery to cause the armies of death to flee during the battle between the army of light and death. Now, the legend has it that when Zelkor laid waste to the armies of death, that a great lieutenant almost laid Zelkor low, and it wouldn't have been called Zelkor's Ferry at all. They say that that great lieutenant retreated down into the depths of the earth to lick his wounds, and that the dark powers of chaos entombed him there. There's all sorts of terrible creatures. He doesn't know that you've been into Rappan Athuk, right? They say there's terrible creatures and a red mist and all sorts of ancient sins long forgotten that lay down there with that lieutenant of death.
Fascinating. I probably spend a lot of time just talking about this weirdness with him, just exchanging stories.
All right.
Enough of me. What are the others?
Father Bloombad.
43.
43. Okay. There's a man you meet shaking. He says, "There's an insane group of people out there crazy people. A group of marauders. I fled here from Anne's Redoubt. Wasn't safe in those woods anymore. That group, they just slaughtered everything in their path. I could hear the screams in the night when I was on a hunting party. Horrible beasts torn open on the ground. I don't think they are people, I think they're beasts. You know, they say that one of them is called Ian the All-Seeing. And he rips out the eyeballs of everyone he sees, so that no one has ever seen him. And even now, I can't tell you, for anyone who has seen him has lost their eyes.
53.
53.
That's rad as hell.
Okay.
You know, I thought this was all talking about us, but maybe there's actually some other guys out there.
You hear a rumor. They say, do you introduce who you are? The Father Blinko?
No.
Okay, you don't.
No.
All right, yeah. Okay. They talk about the hills. You hear other people talking about it. The hills on the sea coast. And someone's like, I've heard a legend that there are 3 old crones that live there on the coast. And for both gold and blood, they can see far into the past, far into the future. It is an unnatural thing.
Wait a minute.
3 sisters on the coast.
Is
yeah.
that...
Like,
Magnus,
like edgy.
Magnus raises an eyebrow.
Oh, sorry. Is that your first one? I can't remember. I'm sorry. Do you have another one?
Second.
Second one. Okay, and then Magnus. What did you get?
68.
68. A bunch of people say, no, nobody would ever make it out of Rappan Athuk. That's insane. It's filled full of monsters and horrors and stuff. Even if it's real, it would be an absolute death trap. Especially anyone that goes in the well. There used to be pranks about, go find your fortune in the well, and then people go in it and they never come back. No one comes back from Rappan Athuk.
Just as you say.
They probably just fall into a pit deep into a cave, though. It's probably nothing. It's just legends. But
There are many pits there.
oh, so you've heard of it too? Yes. What's your second?
Indeed,
one?
I have. 24.
24. And then the last thing, as you all are talking among the people here in the barbarian camp, they don't have a name for this place either, by the way. Someone finds out that you're able to pull on the other. You're a practitioner. And somebody says, now look, friend, I hear you asking about going down into the depths here. I've heard something about that place. Now, perhaps it's all legend. Perhaps I'm speaking to a madman right now. But if you actually can do what you say you can do, and you're going down into those depths, well, I have heard a legend that the farther down you go, there is a pit of evil. Something is wrong in that place, and it changes. It changes. And anyways, I have heard in the legends of Zelkor, mighty Zelkor, that he had to do battle above ground, because as he went too far deep to try to battle the armies of death with the army of light, his spells would not work, or they would change and contort in strange ways. It is said that he had to keep his wits about him and conserve his powers on deep treks when they went far into the deep.
Indeed. Well, I thank you for your wisdom.
No, I have none of that. Here I am in this place. Never know if I'll be stabbed next day or not. But best of luck to you all. And with that, you all are exhausted. You return to your sanctuary. Heroes several times over with all of the food that the sanctuary needs for its second year. And you've once again saved the people of Anne's Redoubt.
You're so cool.
Without resolving this, like, in roleplay, Anne is essentially an absolute ally now. Like, she will help you. And does anyone here not know their deal? Like, does anyone? She reveals it. Okay. So to Alaric, she also reveals the secret, and to Dalton, that they're essentially mutants. They've been mutated by chaos. And
Like that was is that the secret?
That's
I thought
the
that was kind
secret.
of obvious.
Well,
So
yeah.
this is like the dragon wild people, whatever they call that, Robin Hobb.
They conceal themselves so that no one finds out the extent to which they've been changed. But they essentially look like orcs.
Do they also go ahead and reveal why no prayers to the light are to be uttered within a
That one's
certain boundary?
mysterious. That one I want to know.
Anne feels in her heart she can't bear it, and she's softened to the idea that in the outer wall that people can do that if it makes them feel better, but she has so much bitterness and anger for the many years that she's begged the light to help her that she cannot bear to even hear a prayer.
I can see that.
Sympathies.
So she has softened, and people are allowed to, they were before.
In the outer wall, but not in the inner one. Yeah.
Right.
Which is the
Okay.
same as before, because the outer wall.
Same as
That's
before.
what I remember from before.
Got it. Okay.
Can we bear arms in the place now?
You know what? Yeah, you can take your weapons in. You're basically considered like
Flag.
agents of the place. You're so well trusted, and you've taken care of it. And with that, all I need to know, let's see, to the next session. Well, that ends the adventure for the